So hey everyone. I was just kind of sitting here thinking and just reflecting, right? Because I hadn't really done, not intentionally anyway, twin flame readings for a while. And the recent pop up with them and just listening to the replays myself, right? Because I'm always of the mindset that I'm my best mirror, right? And reflecting back on all the emotions that came up and realizing that he was subscribed to my channel, but that I also had blocked him. So like he couldn't unsubscribe if he wanted to. And then I thought, well, if I unblocked him, then him being subscribed, he would see things that I do. And I thought about unblocking him. Now, mind you, I deleted my original Facebook accounts. I have him blocked in the emails that I know he knew I had. I have no clue how to fucking unblock it. I changed my phone number. And I don't really feel guided to unblock him on my YouTube. I thought about it, I don't feel guided to do that. And I was thinking about Pluto retrograding because we do a lot of deep reflecting with Pluto, right? And the last 20 plus Pluto retrogrades have all been in my house of partnerships, but this one's different. It's in my 8th house. Every time I think about it, reflecting back on my whole dynamic, there's always going to be things that I remember that I love. Always. Not all of him was bad, which is what makes it so hard. But the parts that were bad, I could never welcome that back in my life in a million years. Ever. The parts that were bad caused tears. I learned what kind of beautiful love I'm capable of giving. And I witnessed what it looks like to receive that kind of love. I think that because I am in such a place emotionally, psychologically, with who I consider to be my counterpart for the longest time, I really do hope that him and whoever he's with, I hope they find a balanced dynamic between the two of them. I hope that they give and receive with each other in harmony, and it's beautiful. I hope that's what he finds. I hope that's what he has. I don't know, and to be honest, I don't really care to know. I really don't care. It's not, I just don't care. I don't feel, attached to his energy like I used to. And I was attached to it for the longest time, psychically attached. I could feel him and know things and sense things. I just knew. And I just find myself in this place reflecting where it's almost bizarre. It doesn't even feel like the whole experience was even real. Was it just a dream? Was it just a bad dream? A crazy dream? It took up 5 years of my life. And it feels like a bad dream. Doesn't even feel real. He was a real person and I was in a real relationship with him and we were really living together. I really looked at him like he was my forever family. I have a hard time remembering his face. I don't not remember it, but it's getting blurry with time. There was a time in my life where I wanted nothing more than to live happily ever after with him. But I couldn't picture any kind of future with him now. I don't even want it. I don't even want it. Even if I sit here and try outright to think about, well, what if he came forward and did this? Or what if he came forward and said that or took these actions? And it's I don't even want him to. For me, in hindsight, in the totality of it all, the experience was so bad. Despite its good moments, on the whole, the experience was so bad that I kind of love that he's leaving me alone. I'm happy that he has whoever he has, and that I'm not being bothered. I'm finally kind of opening myself up to the idea of just dating and getting to know people Like starting out as friends. Like I could do that. I could start out as friends and open myself up to not just getting to know someone, but letting them get to know me like a little bit at a time. A little bit. But yeah. You'll have to let me know in the comments if, you've been on this twin flame journey for however many years now, and if you're going through that cycle, especially with these crazy, Pluto shifts, especially if it's been, I guess, upwards, anywhere between, up to 20 years that you've been dealing with your counterpart, right? How many Pluto cycles? Like, I really do wish him and whoever he's with nothing but the absolute best. I hope they're happy. I hope they heal together beautifully. I hope they get to grow old together. Like, I want nothing but the best for him. I hope he heals. He has a lot of pain, and I felt it. I still feel it. I'm still purging it out. I've learned so much that I'm still processing all that I've learned. I learned so much. There were so many experiences in what was such a short amount of time, 5 years. I'm still reflecting on all of those things. Still going back in hindsight to see more clearly what I was blind to before. Right? I was blind in the midst of it all. And now that I've been out of it and I've been away from it for a year and a half, almost a year and a half, I hope he's fucking happy. I hope they're all happy. Him, the kids, I hope they're all happy. I don't harbor any hate or anger at him. He's really spiritually ignorant. Like, I hope that he becomes enlightened to himself. Maybe he has already, who knows? I just wish him peace. I've never loved a soul so much that was in such a state of chaos. But I don't feel attached to him anymore. I don't feel guided to unblock him. I sure as shit don't feel guided to ever reach out. At all. Why would I? Why would I? I don't love him anymore. Not like that. I have love for him the way I have love for everybody in the world. I have love for strangers I've never met. The love I have for him is no different than that. But I'm not in love with him. I don't desire him. I don't long for him. There's things about him that I miss as a friend. If I could even really consider him a friend in hindsight, like, he wasn't really a great friend. He was an interesting person. There were very interesting, fun things about him. But I don't even know if I'd consider him a friend in hindsight. I was his friend. But the way I define a friend, he wasn't even my friend. He wasn't even my friend. I don't think I'll ever unblock him. I don't really ever want to reopen that door. I think the hardest part now is not looking back on my old self and feeling stupid. Like, admitting ignorance and needing to learn and not being hard on myself. For pouring all of my love into someone who never really loved me at all. Like, pouring everything I had into someone who wasn't even a good friend to me. He wasn't even a friend. Like, the hardest part is not being hard on myself and admitting that I needed to learn a serious lesson about love and my worth. Like, the woundings that I went through in my childhood would drive me to manifest such a dynamic to teach me that. Because what I learned in my childhood would drive me to a relationship that was exactly that. Because that's what was familiar. Like, could you imagine? Like, my parents had addictions, and my father, and my mother was volatile, and they took me for granted. I mean, my mother and father literally, like, took money off of me. My mother tricked me and stole my car because I didn't know. I moved back home. She was like, yeah, well, if me and your father are going to insure it, you have to sign it over to us. We have to have the title in our name. But it's all right. If you ever decide to move out, we'll give it back to you. It's no big deal. Trusted her because she was my mother. I signed my car over. I didn't fucking know. I didn't know at the time that they could insure it without having the title in their name. I didn't know. I didn't look it up. I trusted her. She kicked me out 6 months later, kept my car. Like, it's my fucking parents. Took my kindness for weakness. I didn't know better. I didn't know about sociopaths going into my relationship with my counterpart. I didn't know what that was like. I had never really dealt with one like that. My mother never really cared about me. She was never my friend. She never actually cared. I was devalued. I was punished all the time for being myself. It's no different with my counterpart. Like, what the fuck? You know, I went through a lot. My counterpart brought up a lot that I needed to heal from my childhood. Like, he is in his own way the epitome of both my father and my mother's shadows, like all rolled up into one. And it's a shame because I saw the person beyond all that. Or at least I thought there was a version of him beyond all that. But I was asking the question yesterday, right? With the May reading, with the divine counterparts, like, who are you? Who are you? And if you think about it, like, if you lie sometimes, then you are a liar. You are a liar because you either lie or you don't. And if you do, you are a liar. You either manipulate or you don't. And if you manipulate, well, sometimes then you manipulate. You're a manipulator. Because you either are or you aren't. You either do those things or you don't. If you tell the truth and you tell the truth all the time, then you're a truthful person. Who are you? Like, you either are a cheater or you're not. Who are you? Are you a partner that cheats? Well, I could see I would cheat in this situation. Okay, well, are you a cheater or aren't you a cheater? Because you either are or you aren't. You know, I was listening to Recollected Self and she was talking about emotional infidelity. Like, my counterpart was never actually in love with me. He was in love with his person the whole time. The way I was in love with him, he was in love with her. The whole time. He was more emotionally invested in some fucking girls that he gamed with than he was with me. More concerned about their well-being than he was with mine. More concerned that they were okay and they had what they needed than me. The fuck? Like, you're either a good communicator or you're not. You either talk about the things that are bothering you or you don't. Like, who are you? Are you okay with it? And if you're not okay with it, can you be okay with shifting them? Because you ultimately decide who you are. Like, your actions determine that. If you don't want to be a liar, well, don't lie then. Don't lie then. No matter what that means. Don't skew the truth. Don't omit. My counterpart, he was a bastard when he would come to shit like that. He would use his words so careful. so that they were true for him and his meaning coming out of his mouth. Because I knew he cheated. I know he did. And he said, I would never stick my dick in another cunt. But I know the way he views CUNTs. He didn't look at her that way. She wasn't a CUNT to him. And he indirectly called me one. Think about that. He chose his words careful. In hindsight, I would have cut him off the first time he ghosted me. We would have been done after about a month and a half. 2 months. 2 months. We would have been done. I'd have spared myself 5 years. I mean, he might be one of the worst people that I've ever met. Right up there with my mother. The worst people I've ever met. Like, what the fuck did he go through? What the fuck did he go through in life? That's who he became. Who the fuck taught him that those horrible actions that he takes are okay or justifiable? What the fuck did he go through? Like I said, I hope he heals. But you couldn't fucking pay me. You could not pay me to bring him back into my life. No way. No way. No different than you couldn't pay me to bring my mother back in my life. You couldn't pay me. I wish him nothing but the best happiness. But I don't ever want to know about him, hear about him, run into him, see him anywhere, ever. Ever. Like, I would love him to fade away and just be a bad dream. Because if it was all just a bad dream, and I can wake up, then I can remind myself, wow, that was just a bad dream, and get along with my life. Just get on with my life and my day. It was just a bad dream. wasn't real. It's just a bad dream. Get up, go to work, take care of my son, make some new friends, meet some new people, get to know them. I just woke up from a nightmare, that's all. It was just a nightmare. Do y'all feel like that? Like it was all just a fucking terrible dream? Does it even feel real anymore? That's what it feels like for me. It feels like a bad dream. It just feels like a really bad dream. Sorry, I don't know what you guys are going through, but here on the channel, I mean, I'm always an open book. I do more than just readings. I talk to you guys about my processes through it all sometimes, you know? We're all healing. And you're not alone in feeling the way you're feeling. If you are feeling anything like I'm feeling, you're not alone in it then, you know? The things we tolerate. Looking back on the things I tolerated, I would never tolerate that shit ever again. Ever. 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 I've never been more abused in my life. In my life. And who I was then didn't recognize it for what it was. If anything, I hold a lot of gratitude for him because now I damn well fucking know. I will recognize that shit a mile away. A mile away. People can call me picky all they want. Nah, I ain't fucking stupid. I ain't fucking stupid. I know red flag. I know toxic when the fuck I see it. I would rather be single. Happily single. Really, I can hold gratitude for him because he taught me straight up what the most toxic shit, the most toxic relationship dynamic shit ever is. Ever. I'm gonna give myself all the fucking time I need to purge this shit out. Straight up. I will take all the fucking time I want. I will be unapologetic about that. Never again. It's the best promise I can make to myself. Never again. Cheers to freedom. Cheers to freedom. That toxic shit, this twin flame, dynamic shit, I got the fuck out. I got the fuck out. Anybody looks at me and they said, oh, I think you're my twin flame. Yo, I'm not your twin flame. Don't ever call me that. You and I will never be together. Never. I ain't your fucking twin flame. You think I'm your twin flame? You are not my person. Twin flames, it's the most toxic dynamic. True counterparts, whoever your forever person is and you're meant to be with in harmony and balance, I would never call that person my twin flame. They're my husband. They're my partner. Calling them my twin flame? Anybody calls me their twin flame, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run in the opposite direction as fast as I fucking can. And pray for their healing. Straight up. Anyway, I'm gonna go and relax and send out some prayers for you guys and some love and support and whatever else you need right now. Because, well, I love you. And I appreciate you all for being here as a part of my journey. Especially my Divine Rebel Diamonds, my Love Yourself group over the years. Like, you guys were my soul rocks. You were my rocks. I can't thank you guys enough for your presence in my life. I can't be more grateful for this platform that I've been given the ability to even be open and talk about things that I've gone through. Like, I'm 37 years old. This is what life is teaching me still. I'm unfolding, blooming, whatever you want to call it, in my own time. I appreciate y'all so much because you know what? I know I'm not going through it alone. I'll see you guys again soon. Deep breaths. You're doing great. You're doing great. No one gave us a manual on this shit. We're learning it as we go. Some of the shit's crazy. Some of the shit's fucking hard. It's fucking wild. We're strong as hell going through this shit. No one told us how to do this shit. Fucking life. See you later, guys.